Hi everyone, just a little preface to this video and to all of my videos, but this is going to be unedited and it's going to be long and rambly and I'm probably going to be annoying, so if you don't like all that stuff or you don't like how I do things, then definitely this is not for you. So hopefully all those people went away and now we can like talk and like get into this. So these are markers from Ohuhu, and they reached out to me, asked if I wanted to try some stuff, and I was like, cool. They did say that they were cool with my honest opinion, so that's what I'm gonna give. Hopefully everyone's cool with that. But I do have an affiliate link, I believe, and I think it's like 10% off for you. But again, I have barely worked with these, so wait until the end of the video to make your decision or watch some other reviews or whatever. But just throwing that out there in case you do want to get them. So originally they had offered alcohol markers, but I am like anti-alcohol markers. I've tried, they make some like really cute colors, but I just like cannot get over the smell. So I'm a water-based marker person, and so when I told them that, they were like, okay, well, here is this set, and I was like, okay, cool. So this is called Maui Series Brush Journal Dual Brush Pens. To me, that sounds like it's marketed towards like people that do like bullet journaling. But I'm not too fussed about that. Like, I'll use, like, kids' supplies, so it doesn't matter to me. And this isn't necessarily going to be, like, a super review because I haven't used them, so I, like, can't really do that. But we can work with them together for the first time, which I think would be pretty interesting. And also, I did want to mention that I swatched them, and the colors of the actual markers on the outside and the swatch sheet they give you is like vastly different from the actual swatches, which I'm like not really into. And I also don't like that they're like just randomly shoved in here. I had to sort through all these, and then even when I sorted them like in order, the colors are like really bizarrely laid out. So that doesn't make me happy. So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna take them out of this box. I do like that this box is usable in this way. Like, you can store them, and then you can also open this up, and then you have them all here. But the not color coordinated and being like so frantically like in there is just totally not for me. But that's literally all I've done is just swatch them, and I have no opinions on the actual markers yet because I've barely used them. So let's get going. So I thought I would share with you kind of like how I use normally I use these Tombow markers, so they're very similar in the way that they're dual ended and also water based. So these, I feel like these are like the standard, a lot of people use them. Bullet journalers, that's a weird word. They also use them, and they're just like, I feel like the most common. Like, you can get them at like craft stores. I actually saw them at a dollar store near me, like a Dollar General, which I thought was odd. Odd but like good. So I normally use these, and how I typically use them is well, multiple ways. That's not that. So I'll do like really crappy drawings with them. Okay, there's like, oh, here we go. So a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll draw with fountain pen, and then I'll fill in areas with this. These are my favorite ones, which is 803 and 761. So normally this is what I do, this sort of like just drawing from reference. These aren't that. And then filling in like the big areas with the watercolor-based or water-based markers. It's nice because you can get values really quick. I like them because it doesn't feel too like, you can get really big strokes with them, and you don't have to like fuss about intricacies and all of that. But you can if you want, because they're dual-ended, but I like the brush tip end. So yeah, I like that it's like, you know, this medium too, like you can activate them with water, you can like move them around, you can blend them, even though I don't really use them that way. I like them just kind of how they are. I do also like that they don't smudge my the ink that I use. Oh geez, I like ripped this, or I pulled this off and like a sticker flew. That's good. But so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. There's another way I use them. Let me grab that. I'm gonna have to dig for it. Yeah, I think this is it. So I also like to use them in really fast drawing, which all of this is really fast. But I like it because it's like you don't have to fuss over what you're doing. You just pick one material, one marker, and then you draw with it, and it just comes out the way it comes out. These are like really, really quick. These are quick too, but they're like, this is like 30 seconds, which has been the experience of doing this I've talked about before has been like really, really helpful, even though these are really ugly. And most of the time when people see them, they're like, wow, you really can't draw, but it does not matter to me. Like, these are incredibly helpful, and this is the kind of stuff I like to do with water-based markers. So that's the stuff I'm gonna try today with these new ones. This is a lot of colors, so I don't really know. I guess like we'll pick some. So the ink I normally use is in this fountain pen right now, which is a Kakuno, I don't know, by Pilot. It's like a really cheap one. But the ink inside is Birmingham Pen Company in the color Saltwater Taffy. I always forget. But it's like this. Well, let's see. Can we zoom? That would be incredible. Holy heck. Sorry. Well, you don't care. You already said you didn't care, and that's why you're here. Okay. Hopefully that's focused. It's so hard to tell. My camera's on the ceiling. So let's see. So that's what that ink looks like. It's like that coral color pink, really bright pink, but it's like more orangey. And then these are the Tombos I normally use, which go really well with them. So it would be nice if we had similar colors in this set, which I think we do. There's so many. That one would look nice. Maybe number 10, which... maybe this one. Ooh, I like... See, this is what I mean, though. This, like, looks oh, you can't see. This looks fluorescent, and it is not. Oh, this is too dark. Is this 10? Oh, this isn't 10. That's why. That's 11. Sorry. That's 8. Oh, God. So, setting these up or, like, moving them around so that they were in the right order did not help me. Oh, there we go. Ooh! Also, you can tell the brush is way longer. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It looks odd in comparison. Well, okay, so the Tombow one is more of like a tapered point, and this one goes up and then points. I could definitely tell that the end, sorry, I gotta get close. The end of the actual, what what the hell is this? Like felt tip? I don't know. This material is a little more frayed than the Tombow one. For me, it doesn't matter, but if you do like brush lettering, that might matter. And this is just one random one I picked up. I don't know. And again, I haven't used them, so they, in my opinion, they shouldn't be. Wow, this is a really pretty color. This one looks less frayed, so it might just be a freak thing. That one's like a highlighter. So this is a good one. This is 10. I also liked 8. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the other end is like a fine liner, which I find to be more useful than the bullet nib. I don't know anybody who uses this. And I just don't feel like this would be useful. But this is really nice. You could literally do the thing that I do where you draw your lines or whatever, and then you can use the other end and fill it in, which I think is really nice. And the fine liner tip is pretty thick. Like, it's not like micro, like the 0.0005 or whatever. Also, this is looking kind of washed out, so we'll see. But they are really bright. Well, these colors, there's definitely some muted ones. Okay. Oh, I wanted to try 8. Let's see. That's 7. That's 9. Okay. God, I really hate how these are laid out. I think I like that one better. It's honestly like in between these two shades, which is really nice. Okay, so we're gonna use that 8. And let's see. So for a light color, we have 95. Let's see. I don't know. See, like this, I like laid them out, which does not, it didn't do anything. So that was like a lot of work for nothing. Is this one? 95, wow, okay. That is really pretty. It's more orangey than that other one. I do kind of feel like the bright pink might not be... Oh no, I feel like that's good. God, you can't see anything. This. I like them together. I feel like they're very pretty. And then just in comparison, these. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty close. I mean, that pink maybe isn't as bright. What about 124? This looks kind of interesting. That one there. Maybe 2 or 160 is really nice too. This one way on the corner. Oh. That's more pinky. 124. I do feel like this, it's like a lot of colors, right? For me, I used to be like super completionist when it came to supplies. Like I wanted the full set so I can like really experiment with all of them and know what colors I really liked. But the older I get and the less money I have as an adult, I'm like, I don't need that. I actually prefer just finding the things you like and kind of sticking with them. I cannot for the life of me find. Oh, here it is. That's like salmon. That color is really pretty, but it's not quite it. What about 43? Did we try that one? But yeah, so I have these. Wow, I picked it up right away. Ooh, that might be it. Yep. Yeah, I really like that one. oh god, which, was it this one? Yes, it was. Okay. But yeah, I love experimenting with new stuff, but it's just like, it can get really overwhelming, and then I find that I'll like, I would get too many supplies and then like not ever use any of them. And then I would find like out of, like I bought like all of the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, like the whole set long ago. This is years ago. And I love them. They're really great quality, but then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, once I've used them, I've found my like 6 colors that I use all the time, and that's it. So like I could have just bought like those 6 colors, even if I like was trying to search for those and I bought some extra ones along the way, like then I would only have like, I don't know, 10 extra pencils that I don't use as opposed to like 100, you know what I mean? I feel like in the art community, there's just so many different supplies and there's so many different ways to use everything, and I feel like it could be really inhibiting. Like we spend a lot of time like, well, if I have this marker, I'll be able to create the art that I like, but it's like, really, I feel like when it comes down to it, you should just use what you have or what's accessible to you. Like the Tombow markers, okay, so like I bought the full set because I really wanted them all. I wanted to play around, and I do use a lot of them, like not, like it's not just like 1 or 2, like I use probably like half of them because I do a lot of the like really fast drawings like I was showing you over here, and I'll just pick a random color because it's like, it's nice to play around and like try new things and like just see how things go. But I definitely didn't need the entire set. I could have even done like a smaller one or whatever. Yeah, so that's just like my little 2 cents about that. Like we definitely love new supplies here, but at the same time it's like, don't get too over fussed about it. Okay, let's see. Sorry, focusing. Okay, so let's see. I can do, maybe what I'll do first is, I wish I had my tiny sketchbook, but I don't. I just have this one. But I'm gonna look up on my phone. Actually, I already have this open. It's a reference board of like tech, like old things I really like. Right now I've been enjoying like practicing with straight lines, like text, stuff like that, which is very different from what I have done my whole life, so it's been fun. The thing I really love about drawing this way with the whole like these over here is that like it doesn't really matter what it looks like. It's okay that it's ugly. Like these hands are real chunky. Like here, if we go to this one, like this is not the shape of a Tamagotchi. This kind of is, but like the stars aren't placed in the perfect place. This is very similar to what I'll draw today. It's packaging, like it's not perfect, and I think that's the thing I really like about doing this sort of art. It's like, it's almost meditative, like you're just drawing what you see, and if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. But the whole like act of like getting your hand moving and trying to practice like drawing what you see, I think it has a lot of benefit, even if the end result isn't like photorealism. I think a lot of the times when people think of learning, they think of like, okay, well, if I want to emulate this thing, I need to do a perfect one-to-one creation of it. And I see value in that for sure. And if that's how you learn, that's wonderful. But that could be like really hard for people who find that inaccessible or find that way of learning like not suitable to like how their brain works or how their hands work. And I think there's like literally a million ways that you can stumble upon like how you want to draw and how you want your art style to be, that there's no like one hard and fast rule that we all have to follow. I think that's like one of the things I've like really learned from sharing my stuff is there are plenty of people, there are so many people that are like, thank you for drawing ugly stuff, which sounds mean, but I like fully love that. But they're always like, thank you, like I feel like I can, you know, be ugly in my own way and like do my horrible drawings, and like there's no pressure, and I love that. I think that's like such a beautiful thing. But then there's also plenty of people that are like, you literally can't draw, this is garbage, your way of thinking is stupid. And I'm like, there's that right there really shows that there's multiple ways of thinking about this, and nobody has like the perfect answer, which is a good, okay, this is rambling, but this is a good thing to keep in mind. If I say something that is not how it doesn't work for you, like say I'm like, okay, you should really try this where you're drawing quickly and not worried about this stuff. If it is not working for you, then maybe that's not the way that your hands are meant to draw, and that's okay. And that doesn't mean that you can't find the way that does work for you. It's just that we're not the same in that way, which is totally cool. Yeah, so anyways, long ramble aside, I really like drawing like this because it's like you're studying, you're practicing like the relationship between your eyes, your brain, and your hands, but like you're not like so hyper aware or like super fixated on like the small details to the point where it's like overwhelming or like almost like debilitating. Like that's kind of how I would get. So yeah, blah blah blah, right? So I'm gonna draw this thing. I zoomed out, but I kind of think maybe I should zoom back in. Oh, okay. All right, looks kind of focused, but my eyesight is literally horrible. So here's the reference. Can you see it? That doesn't look focused. Is it? It might be. Okay, there you go. So that's what I'm gonna draw. So this is, I'm just gonna go with the fountain pen first, because this is how we do things. So you should draw along with me, because this is gonna be quiet. I'm really bad at talking and drawing at the same time. Which, if you're a patron of mine, you definitely know that. There's something about like packaging too that just like really makes my brain happy. I like how a lot of these like older things are really crowded. Like a lot of packaging today is pretty minimalist, which is nice in its own way, but I guess like for actual like packaging needs, it's probably better. But this is a thing for kids, so it's like bright, colorful, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I really like that. It makes drawing a lot more fun when you got a lot of things to shove in there. I got this comment one time, and I've definitely talked about it before because I think about it a lot, but somebody said, not to be mean, but you should really draw with pencil first. And I think about it because not because I think I should, and I do draw with pencil sometimes, but I think, well, my reminder to drink water came up. This is your reminder to drink water. How about we all drink water? Okay. But yeah, so there's like a lot of pressure to be perfect with everything we do. And that's like a lot of what my stuff is about, is like combating that, because I really think that mindset deters so many people from actually drawing and actually doing things that they're interested in. And also, I'm like a huge fan of wonky stuff. But that comment that I should, or any of us should, draw with pencil first to like get our lines perfect, I think is interesting, because what is the reason that we have to like have all of our stuff be perfect? Or I love this guy's little like a little swirly, you know what I mean? But like, why does it have to be perfect? It's my sketchbook. Like, yeah, I'm sharing it with a bunch of people online, but like, if this is a thing for me, this is a thing that I am just doing. This doesn't affect the world, whether it's good or not. It has no effect on anyone but me. And even then, I'd much rather I have fun and make something ugly or good. I mean, I would love to make great art all the time, but realistically, like, I know that doesn't necessarily always happen, and I'm happy when I'm creating. So if I let go of the pressure to make perfect things and I create more often, then that's cool with me. Oh, I forgot this little guy's halo. There's like, definitely didn't leave enough space here, but that's okay. But yeah, so just some stuff I've been thinking about. And also my husband, he has wanted to draw for a long time. He used to when he was a kid. I feel like this is so common for a lot of people. You know, they used to be super creative, and then they grew up a bit and they were like, oh, like I'm not really talented at that. Like I don't really have the ability to do that. And then they just don't do it. And, we have talked about it. I mean, we've been together for like 12 years, so like we have talked about it a lot. But finally it had clicked for him that like it really doesn't matter. And the only thing I can say that we talked about that made a difference was I suggested to him that he, also sorry if this Japanese is not good, if you speak or write Japanese. But I suggested to him to not draw with a pencil first. The complete opposite of what that person had said, because if you're drawing with pen or marker or whatever, you don't have the ability to erase, and kind of whatever you put down is what is gonna be there, right? There's like nothing you can do about it. And he is a super perfectionist. He felt really stressed by that. I've told him to do that multiple times, but finally he was like, okay, I'll actually give it a try. And then he like has stuck with it. He's started drawing regularly. And he said to me that once he got over the whole like, okay, this has to be perfect thing, when he would draw something with pen, and even if it came out kind of wonky, he still felt like, hey, this is pretty good. Like, this is really good for just drawing it with a pen, with no erasing, no ability to change what I've drawn. Like, this is pretty good. And he slowly started to like embrace all of those, what the hell are these words? Embrace all of these the like weird little mistakes, and he felt like proud of things that he wouldn't have been before, and he wouldn't have been proud of if he had drawn with a pencil, you know? So if that's something you're struggling with, like, I 1,000% recommend drawing with a pen. It doesn't have to be a fountain pen. Like, this is fancy. Although this fountain pen I think is like $10. The ink is more expensive, but you get a big bottle for a long time. Like, I use this one religiously and it's still kicking. It's really full still. But yeah, so just a little tidbit. Like, you can use like Bic, like the cheapest of the cheap. I'm sure you have a random pen in the house, and I'm sure it would be perfect for this. This is really, like, not where things are. But it literally doesn't matter, because although you can see this and, well, I guess you couldn't see this. You could see this. Like, even though you're looking at a 1-to-1, like, it just doesn't matter. It's just for fun. So why don't we get into these markers? I just, like, get so lost in, like, all these little tiny details. I just love doing all this, even though it can get kind of complicated. One thing that I took away from art school, this is sad, but this is probably, like, one of the only things. But one of my professors said that, they said that the more details something has, the easier it is to draw, because you can relate things to each other. Like, I drew this halo and I knew that the words were right above it, right? It doesn't necessarily matter for me, or if you're gonna try this practice where you don't, like, fuss about, like, every little thing. But I do think about that a lot, and I think that's kind of, I used to not be drawn to really complicated stuff, but now I'm like, boom, I love it. So I normally don't let the ink dry, and I just go straight in with my Tombos, so we'll just do the same thing and we'll just try it. This ink is not waterproof, but the markers don't really smudge it that much. Also, it's looking pretty good so far. Not really smudging it. But if you had, like, a super, like, water activated ink, like, I am sure markers would, or water-based markers would, like, reactivate it, but typically I don't usually have that problem with this ink. So I like to just go around and just fill in, and because I'm only using 2 colors, like, yeah, I definitely could have picked out every single color that's in here, but I like the whole, like, not having to think about it and just, you know, filling things in to fill things in. So I'll just, like, start quickly filling, this is kind of pink, filling things in without, like, fussing about it. Like, that looks like this little guy's, like, mouth is huge, or he's got, like, really messed up lipstick on. But that's okay. Okay, so far so good. And then I really like this color. This is the number 43. I don't know if you can get single colors. I don't think you used to be able to. From videos I heard in the past about their alcohol markers. But who could say? I'm sure I could have looked that up. But, yeah, I really like this color. It's super pretty. Very different from the color on the outside of the barrel, which I really despise, but whatever. Okay. I think I might actually fill their mouth with this. Looks like he ate, like, little, like chocolate or something and got it all over his mouth. Okay. All right, that feels pretty good. Normally with these ones, I really liked doing this, and I don't know. Look at this face. I love that. But I liked filling the color all the way to the edge. I should show a page like this. I feel like even though this is very like sketchy and shitty technically, filling the color all the way to the edge makes it feel more like complete or something. Maybe it just feels less empty. This is kind of a whole different thing. Sorry. Like, okay, here we go. Like these, I feel like without the background, like this would have been a very empty page. So that's like something you can try too if you are drawing with markers and you feel like it's not very, like this. Like this looks way less complete. I mean, what a freaking cutie pie. But, in comparison to like something like this, you know, this, I really love how that looks. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. Which, yes, it takes up a lot of marker, especially in these like big A5 sketchbooks. I'm like more used to A6. I really like tiny sketchbooks, but I've been really enjoying working in this big one. I've been painting a lot, so that's why. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty indistinguishable from Tombow, if I'm honest. Like, the actual application. Again, there's the, like, whole outside being different from the actual ink, and the organization is a mess, but yeah, they feel very similar. And this is notebook paper. This is a Leuchtturm plain notebook, like, with the shitty thin paper. And they work great, so that's cool. I think I'm gonna do maybe some fast drawings so I can kind of show you how I do that, because that has been like super helpful for me. So normally what I do is on Pinterest, I'll look up something faces. So I'm gonna look up Ghibli faces. And then what I like to do is I'll save like a whole bunch. Maybe let's put like screenshot. Then I'll like put a whole bunch of, or how about Ghibli characters? There we go. I'll put a whole bunch, sorry, in a Pinterest board, so that way I don't have to search for my next reference, because I really like it to be super quick. This is really nice because it, like, there's what, there's 16 references right here in one image. So why don't we do that? Let me see. Oh, I found my small sketchbook. So we'll do this. Ignore my hair. Sorry if you saw that. It's very messy. And then, let's see. So let me move this out of the way. So this is a plain notebook. If you look on Amazon for like plain pocket or plain pocket notebook, it's like a 2-pack for $9. It's pretty good. There's no complaints. It's not my favorite. I definitely prefer Leuchtturm better and Moleskine, but this is such a good dupe and it's a really good price. These stickers are from Patreon. My Patreon, this is the February rewards. We're doing Miffy in April, so if you want to get those, make sure you sign up. But and if there's any more day, I have no idea what today is, but if it's still March, you can get like the cherry blossom ones for this month. So just throwing that out there. But yeah, so let's get in here. There's a lot of there's Dr. Ratio if you play Honkai Star Rail. Blade. I actually do not play Honkai because I play Genshin, and my wallet and my heart can only take one gotcha game out at a time, but yeah, let's see. I'd really like to try a red like this. This is actually a Zig Clean Color Real Brush Pen. And I don't know where that is right now, but it's like scarlet or something. Vermilion, maybe. Let's try 152. Looks pretty nice. You know what? Maybe what I should do... I do want to swatch this. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Maybe what I should do is just every portrait, just randomly pull a color. Just go nuts. And we'll just work with it. Let me... I don't want to block the light. I'll just slide it in when we're ready for that. How about that? Okay, so when I do these, again, I don't like to fuss about it, so get ready to see some really, truly horrific stuff. Okay, so here's the markers. I'm just gonna randomly pick. They're not really easy to move around in there. Oh. Like a yellow maybe. This is 143. I hope you'll be able to see it. And I like to draw across the 2 pages because this A6 is really small. So let me zoom in here. Here's my reference. Is this top one I'm gonna do. So what I typically do is here's my page and I will just be looking at my reference for the majority of it. It's not a blind drawing, although I really like to do those too because it loosens you up and you don't focus so much on what you do, and it's gonna be ugly for sure, and it kind of sets the tone to like allow yourself to make a mess and make ugly things. But typically what I do is like while I'm drawing these, I look at the reference. Most of the time I'll like peek at my drawing every so often to make sure like, you know, I'm putting an eye kind of where it would be. But I like to do these in like a minute-ish. I don't really time myself, but like you can absolutely do that. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and the other thing is I like to hold it from far away, not so close, because that allows me to get even weirder lines. So here we go. Oh boy. This is small too, I'm realizing. I really like this color. It's like sherbety, I don't know. Oh, I forgot her neck. There you go. So that's one. Let's do another one. So normally I would just keep going with the same color, but for fun, for the hell of it, you know. Okay. Oh, green. Okay. So here we go. Some of these characters too, like if you really look at them, they're very odd. Like, got like little bean heads. The cool thing would be if you could tell who the hell this is. But that's not necessary either, it's fine. Green blush, can't live without it. Okay, next. A gray, not very exciting to me, but that's okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, I hope you can see that. We'll just go with it. If you can't, I'm sorry. There's no way you can't. Okay, let's do another color. Talk about boring watching a screen when nothing's happening. Okay. Okay, a pink. I definitely have heard the sentiment too that this, or quick drawings, things that aren't like finished pieces, I've heard people say like, oh, that's a waste of paper. Not a lot of people say that to me, but I've seen other artists talk about that, and that is like one of the things I hate the most, because like, it's your thing, you paid the money for it, and it's being used. Like, yeah, it's maybe it's not necessarily the best use. Like, I'm sure like you could use this paper to like come up with the research that solves world hunger or something, you know what I mean? Like, but like, you bought it, it's for fun. If you like it, you like it. It's being used, which I think is really a great thing. There's a lot of people that I've heard from that say like, because they try to be so perfect in all of the art that they do, they never draw. And I think, oh, I really like this color. I think if drawing wonkily, if that's a word, and making ugly stuff and doing these quick practices, if they make you draw, I think that's a really great thing. And if other people see it as a waste of paper, well, then they can buy you some more sketchbooks if they want. But yeah, I never really understood that. Like, I'd much rather see a book be used like this than not used at all, or be a nightmare to use, because at the end of the day, it's yours and you bought it with your money. This one is scary. Okay. Maybe we'll just do a couple more. But I could like do this forever. This is the type of stuff that like really like, it honestly is mindless, and it feels like at the end when you look at this and you're like, look at all this stuff I did, it feels really good. You can fill books really quickly like this, and in fact, there's, oh dear Lord, there's that one sketchbook that I filled, like, I was working in it for like ever, and it felt really stagnant. And then I started doing this sort of exercise, and I finished it. I did like 3/4 of it in a single day, or like a single night. And it felt really nice. It felt like a huge accomplishment, and I loved it. This, with the eyes so far apart, is like me trying to draw Sasuke when I was a kid, or like Inuyasha and Kagome. Like, that's what this feels like to me, and I am here for it. God, I don't even know who this character is. Do you? This one here? I don't remember them. They do have like a scar or something. Maybe I'll draw that in. Okay, let's do 2 more. Let's do an edge one. A brown. Okay. I have oh, it's not brown. It's like a light orangey yellow. Definitely drawn this one of, well, I won't say. We'll see if you can figure out who this is. But I've definitely drawn this one before, this picture. That's something else. Like, I always felt like I had to be super innovative, and especially when you're sharing your stuff online, it felt like if I'm not doing new stuff, then like who's going to be interested? And like it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I'd much rather draw the same thing over and over than not draw at all. Okay, this is a braid. That's your hint, in case you couldn't tell what that was. Which I would not blame you. I feel like that one, you might be able to tell who that is. Okay, one last one, and we'll see if you can tell who this one is. I'm putting this one back. I don't want to do that color. Hey, blue, okay. Or purple, who could say? Let's see. Oh, this color is so pretty, what the heck. It's fun. I love this. I love drawing, and I love like looking at it, and it's like weird and ugly, and you kind of get to like laugh at what is on the page without the like, oh man, like I made this really ugly thing. Oh, I feel like you could tell who this is. Okay. There we go. So that's that. I think that's where we'll end it today. I feel like pretty good about this. Feels like I did a lot of stuff. That's another thing, like look at all this that I did, that I accomplished in, looks like I've been talking for like 50 minutes. Sorry about that, but that's a lot to accomplish in that short amount of time. Yeah, the markers so far so good. I have no complaints. They're very like just normal markers. There's nothing too crazy about them. If you did want to get them and wanted to use my affiliate link thingy, it'll be in the description, but no pressure. I think it's good for like 2 months or something. Also, don't feel pressured to buy that. There's plenty of things that you can use that aren't these. There's, you know, there's never any pressure for that. But I did want to just do this because, one, I love trying new things, especially for free. And also, like, you know, maybe it's interesting to you. If you have any suggestions on how the heck to store these in a way that's not frighteningly chaotic like this, let me know. I would definitely be interested. And if you have a favorite color, let me know too. I would love to try that out. This one piques my interest just from the barrel. Let's try it. But like, who knows? This is 72. No, it doesn't. It's not my color. This is more like yellowy green. This is like apple green. We'll find it. We'll figure it out. Anyways, so hopefully this was interesting to you, or at least I could keep you some company. Let me know what you think, what kind of videos you want to see next. I do plan on filming more. I know I say this all the time, but I had to like figure out a new setup for my camera because I moved my desk around. So hopefully this is good. Hopefully you can hear me well. Didn't even check to see if it was recording correctly, but that's just how we roll. So yeah, so all relevant links and stuff will be down below. Also, we have a Discord server if you are looking for like an art community to share your stuff with or just talk to. That'll also be down there. Same with Patreon if you're interested in that. But yeah, so thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for putting up with my rambling, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!